Welcome back. Haiku is a type of poetry that started in Japan. It's famous for being short and simple on the surface, but when you dive deeper, it has so much meaning. And the most famous thing about haikus, they only have three lines with a specific syllable pattern 575. Haiku poetry started centuries ago in Japan, with one of the greatest poets being Matsuo Basho. He lived in the 1600s and wrote some of the famous haikus ever. Basho used simple words to paint really big pictures. This is one of the famous haikus of Basho. As you can see, haikus are super famous for their three lines with a 575 syllable pattern. But this structure works beautifully in Japanese because the language uses short, rhythmic sounds that really fit perfectly into 575. But here's the tricky part. When translators turn Basho's haikus into English, the syllable structure doesn't always match. Why? Because languages are different, and Japanese words can be short and rhythmic, while English words might be longer or have fewer syllables. Instead of focusing on syllables, translators care about capturing the spirit and mood of Matsuo Basho's original poems. They want the readers to feel the same emotions and imagery even if the structure is a little bit different. Let me repeat. This is what makes haiku so special because they are not just about the syllables of 575. Haikus are about emotions, nature, and big ideas in tiny poems. Whether you're reading Bash's haikus in Japanese or English, you feel that there is emotion. Haiku number 1. The dragonfly can't quite land on that blade of grass. It means that the dragonfly tries to settle on the blade of grass. Dragonfly is a colorful insect with big, delicate wings, while blade of grass means a single, only one thin leaf of grass. So, what is the meaning of this haiku from Basho? This haiku describes a moment in time in nature where a dragonfly is trying to balance or rest on a thin piece of grass, and this thin piece of grass is called a blade of grass, and the effort is very delicate and it doesn't succeed. It flutters its wings and falls off. So it's a tiny, almost unnoticed moment, but it shows the struggle and beauty in nature. Haiku number 2. The cicada shell, it sang itself utterly away. Cicada is a summer insect that makes a loud buzzing sound. Shell is the hard protective outer layer that the cicada leaves behind. And the echoes are the sound that repeats after the source is gone, like the memories. So cicadas are insects that make loud buzzing noises during the summer. And this haiku talks about their shell, cicada shell, the hard covering they shed after they grow. So after they grow, there is a shell, and even though the cicada itself is gone, the shell remains, almost as if it's echoing the sounds of summer. This shows how something as simple as an empty shell can hold memories. Haiku number 3. A bee staggers out of the peony. Peony is a large, beautiful flower with many soft petals. And stagger means to walk or move unsteadily as if it's about to fall. And peony is coming out, emerging. So this haiku paints a picture in your head of a bee waking up and crawling out of the soft, folded petals of a peony flower. And it's a peaceful, slow movement that feels calm and gentle. This haiku captures a quiet moment in nature, showing the connection between the bee and the flower. Last haiku, stillness, the cicada's cry drills into the rocks. Stillness means a state of being calm and motionless. Cicada's cry is the loud, buzzing sound made by cicadas in summer, and drill meaning to say dig into the rocks. The haiku is actually a contrast that the unmoving silent rocks with the trembling vibrating sounds of the cicada cry, meaning to say in the environment it's really quiet, there's stillness, very calm. At the same time, the sound of the insect fills the air with movement. And this haiku emphasizes the stillness in nature, the calmness of nature, and it breaks because of the liveliness of the cicada. Haiku poetry is all about capturing these small, meaningful moments in nature or life. Even though they are short, they help us slow down, pay attention, and appreciate the world around us. By using simple, descriptive words, haikus let us imagine everything, like the buzzing of a cicada, the fluttering wings of a dragonfly, or the soft folds of a flower.